In this video, we're going through one of the most popular one-story plans offered in Georgetown, Texas. Now, if you like outdoor areas, you like open concept one-story plans with views of Georgetown, Texas, then stick with me for a great home tour. Now, this is the Duval plan. It's built by Scott Felder Homes, and we're in a community called Riverstone here in Georgetown, Texas. Now, before I give you the metrics of this home, let me address the elephant in the room, which is there is a lot of dirt behind this house. What's going on behind this house? There is a home coming up behind this house. But if you like views, you like great upgrades, stick with me. I'm going to be touring some lots later on in the video that have amazing views, and you can see this community of Riverstone really captures the beauty that's here in Georgetown, Texas. Now, this specific home is right around 3,100 square feet. It has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and a 3-car garage. And then as you can tell, we are very open concept, even as a one-story plan with tall ceilings, sliding glass doors that open up that space, and design like that fireplace design that I'm gonna show you in detail. Now, I wanna start here in the kitchen, and while I do, let me introduce myself. My name is Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders, including Scott Felder, many times. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the perspective of walking these homes with so many of my clients that have reached out to me through YouTube. Now, a lot of my clients are telling me for kitchens, they want the upper cabinets to really make their kitchen feel complete. What I think is unique about this kitchen is those cabinets just keep going and going and going, and it forces your eyes to look up. Now, what I think Scott Felder did really well in this model home was from a design standpoint, they have a great contrast in this kitchen. Above this 6-burner gas stovetop, they really went all in on this kitchen countertop, put it into the kitchen backsplash, and then to provide that contrast, you have a lighter color on the cabinets, but still dark cabinet hardware, dark features throughout this home, like that fireplace design, and there's so many other things that I could say that really complement a lot of the upgrades that they chose here in the kitchen. Now, later on, we're not only going to show you lots that have great views, you can start to see the beauty that's here in Georgetown, but we're also going to go through differences between Georgetown and Leander or other suburbs that are around this area. We're also going to cover different communities that a lot of my clients are looking at. But rest assured, we're going to get out to that view next. Once I go through a little bit more about this area, while we're here in the kitchen, I just want to show the pantry area, which I think is a good size at this square footage. I often hear negative feedback from some clients that say, wait a second, this home is X amount of square footage and that pantry feels small. Well, I think that pantry was a good size. And I think this is a unique space here where here in the utility room, they have a great cabinet built out. They have a side door. If you're wondering why there would be a side door, I think that's the reason why. And not a fake dog. I mean, for pets, Austin as a metro is very friendly with pets. And by the way, this is where your washer and dryer would go. And so I think having a doggy door like this, obviously this is a model home, so they don't have anything fenced in yet, but just like you see that neighbor over there that does have a fence, then you could just let this door open. Maybe not where their door is located, but you could do something that gets them into a side yard if you don't want using the backyard. Now, if you're wondering, well, why in the world would you use a side yard to let your pet out? Sometimes people do not want to pick up the dog's business in their backyard when they enjoy it. And I understand that. I love dogs, and I grew up picking up after my dog in our backyard so we could play football. Obviously as a kid, we play wiffle ball, we would play soccer back there. And so I kind of grew up just taking responsibility doing that most of the time. But now looking back on it, it would have been nice to just have a side yard my dog would go to that he could do his business, and then we could just enjoy the backyard. But I'm not sure how much that would have actually worked out. All right, in the living room, which is what we're gonna move on to next, what my clients tell me they love about living rooms is when it feels very open concept and there is a fun design piece that they can do in their living room. Some of my clients do accent walls around a fireplace or a tile going up the wall to 20-foot tall ceilings above their fireplace. What I love about this model home is this is different. This is a wood accent that plays so well with the kitchen upgrades that are in here. And if I didn't show it well, that accent goes all the way across the ceiling. It's one of the first things I think you notice when you get out to this main living area. I think it coordinates so well because, again, of the upgrades that we saw here in the kitchen. But for this home and for Scott Felder, they're really known for their primary bathrooms and their outdoor areas. And I think you can see why as we head outside, we have this amazing ceiling height, which really makes this outdoor area feel wide open, where we have a pitch in the ceiling. You have that great design work in the ceiling as well. And then the fireplace is great. If you have a neighbor on one side, maybe it gives you a little bit more privacy against that neighbor. I think for some of my clients that want the view, they want it wide open. For this specific home, like you see there, all that dirt in the background, there is a home that's going to be going in back there. But if you want to see a lot that has amazing views, then check out this. Now, when I said there were great views here in Georgetown, Texas, especially in communities like this called Riverstone, this is what I meant. This is a Scott Felder home. It's actually currently for sale at the time I'm recording this video. You get that same outdoor kitchen that's fantastic, but take a look at the views that are here. Absolutely incredible. If you like views, stick with me. I got a lot more coming. Back to the video. Getting back into the video here, we have the outdoor kitchen. So if you're wondering, well, what would it look like if you have a great view and what would you do in this backyard patio? This would be my answer. You got to do some grilling, right? You got to have a sink. You got to have a space for an outdoor fridge. By the way, that outdoor fridge is going to cost you in terms of electricity because to cool that fridge in the summer, it is pretty expensive. So if you just got a 6-pack in there, just know that 6-pack's going to cost you. So I always caution my clients when they do an outdoor fridge. Texas, especially if you're moving here from out of state, you may not know in Texas that's going to cost you. But this is why I think so many people come out to this area of Georgetown. The amount of square footage you can get for the price point, the outdoor areas that you can have, and the fun things that you can do like this, like a fire pit. And also the views. You take a look at that hillside in the back. Again, I know there's a lot of dirt, but you just saw a great lot that you can build this plan on or build other plans with Scott Felder. And this is why a lot of people are looking at this area of Georgetown. And by the way, later on, I'm going to show you some of my clients' homes that also have amazing views. One of them that is here in Georgetown that had an incredible view just south of here, south of this community. Now in Riverstone, it is a community that is going to feel more peaceful and serene. And I say that because the amount of homes in this community is going to be around 170 homes. Now there are communities that are close by to this, like Heights at San Gabriel, Waterow, Crescent Bluff. There's a lot of neighborhoods, small pocket neighborhoods across this corridor where the main highway is called 29. And so across 29, you have a ton of small pocket communities that all feel very peaceful and serene. Now, when I say a couple hundred homes or 170 homes approximately is small, let me give you some comparisons. There is a community that I have a lot of my clients build in. I actually had multiple clients build with Scott Felder in that community, and that's called Santa Rita Ranch. Now, Santa Rita Ranch is right on the border of Liberty Hill, Leander, and Georgetown. It's technically most of it's in Liberty Hill. And Santa Rita Ranch is the opposite of small. They're going to be building 10,000 homes in that community. And Scott Felder is one of 10 to 14 builders at any point that's actively building in that community. So if you want a community that's more lively, active, eventful, there's always something going on, there's multiple schools that are on site, there's 3 amenity centers, there's going to be a 4th amenity center built in the future, then that's a community that I would provide as an option to a lot of my clients. But when my clients tell me they don't want something lively, active, they want something peaceful and serene, these are the types of communities that I tend to feature because it's just a little bit smaller. And smaller means peaceful, serene, a little bit more quiet, generally speaking. Now, if you're somebody who wants something in between, you don't want to feel like it's just quiet, peaceful, serene, you want something that has a little bit of action to it, but not maybe 10,000 homes, well, reach out to me. I got so many communities that I've toured. In fact, it's why I started my YouTube channel 4 years ago, over 4 years ago at this point, because I kept finding that the more I toured these homes and the more communities I visited and forced myself to take a video of them, the more I memorized. And then I started to formulate strategies for a lot of my clients that were reaching out to me based on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos that I've done to really learn these areas. Now, obviously, over the last 4 years, I've had a lot of people reach out to me to YouTube. I've had hundreds and hundreds of people reach out to me. I've gotten dozens and dozens of clients who I've worked with through YouTube that have reached out to me looking at these different options. And so now, after getting that experience, I've been able to advise other people much better, because for a lot of these plans, on these public-facing videos, I'm not going to talk about the cons of these different builders or cons of different options. Everybody has pros and cons, right? I tend to talk about pros, like I love this kitchen backsplash, this backsplash behind the primary bathroom freestanding tub. I think it's a great accent piece. I also think that silverish color does match up well with the cabinet hardware. I love the toe kick lighting. These are some of the things that my clients tell me they love in their primary bathroom that they want to experience, but I can't cover all the cons in these videos just because that would sever a lot of ties that I have with different companies, and I don't want to do that. That doesn't help my clients when I'm trying to build relationships so that my clients can take advantage of those relationships that I have. But every builder will agree to this. Everybody has certain pros and cons to communities and different areas. So we just looked at the primary bedroom and bathroom. This is the game room. We still have a study. We still have 3 other bedrooms to show, and there's still a lot to see here. But what I like about this game room is it's tucked away in the back left of this home, and that keeps it private from the other areas. It's not close to any of the bedrooms that are here, like the primary bedrooms on the opposite side of the house. And this just gives you a separate hangout space, especially if it's late at night. You want to have a hangout space where you can watch a ball game. Maybe somebody else is sleeping somewhere else in a bedroom. It's nice to have this area separated. Now, while we go through this powder bathroom, and then we're going to get back to the front of the home. And by the way, I like how this powder bathroom almost serves, it's like a pool bath because you have a separate exit to that backyard. A couple things I wanted to mention. The first is going to be the primary bedroom. In this home, we have a lot of upgrades that are in here. Some of the structural upgrades that are offered on this plan at the time I'm recording this video is going to be a primary bedroom extension of 2 feet. There's also a covered patio extension, and there's different upgrades that you can choose right before you decide to build with Scott Felder. And that means before you can even sign a contract, in most cases, you got to be able to pick those structural upgrades. Now, the design upgrades, like the flooring, the cabinets, the countertops, this light fixture, so many of these things that you see here, those are all chosen when you are under contract with the builder. And so, by the way, the sliding glass door is fantastic. Sliding glass door is usually another structural upgrade you got to choose at contract. Basically, anything that changes the structure of the home, it's exactly how it's stated. That's something you have to decide up front. But these design upgrades, you choose at the design studio. And I can often find that it gets very overwhelming with the amount of decisions you have to make at design for a lot of people. And that's where preparation is everything. So I've had dozens and dozens of clients build, and I've been at the design studio at Scott Felder multiple times. And what I recommend is just preparing, right? Like you want to do waterfall countertops, something like this. It's important to just try to get an idea of what's out there. And that's where I took a lot of videos of a lot of homes. I have a lot of examples of what you can do. And I try to feature those examples when my clients tell me they want a light color cabinet or they want a specific countertop or something fun in their home that's going to make it stand out. So preparation is everything. Okay, when I said earlier that in Georgetown, Texas, you can have amazing views, take a look at my client's home who built this home from scratch here in Georgetown and had an incredible view right off of their backyard. But what I thought was most impressive was the preparation that I was talking about earlier, going to the design studio. It was so worth it because they were able to design their kitchen to exactly what they wanted. Notice at the beginning of this shot, we had this dark fireplace tile, and they decided to match that same color on the tile with the kitchen cabinets on the lowers as well as the kitchen island. And I thought this contrast in style looked fantastic. If you like contrast in style, you like designing your home from scratch, well then stick with me. We still have some great upgrades to go through. Back to the video. Now, in terms of pros and cons of areas, what I found with, while we're in the study, and then we got 2 more bedrooms that we're gonna look at, and I like this built-in in the study. Let me know what you think about this. Do you think you see this as your work from home area? Like the windows too. The front windows usually change with the elevation of the home. Elevation is the exterior aesthetic. And what we're looking out at is the front of Riverstone. So that's where the model home that we're touring right now is located. And in Riverstone, we're very close by to I-35. And what I always tell people is that can be a good thing because I-35 is a major artery in and out of Texas. It starts in Mexico, goes up to San Antonio, goes through Austin, goes up to Dallas, and then it goes throughout the country. And so that's where you get a lot of people using I-35 because it's such a major artery. And so that can be a good thing where you can get around. It can also be a bad thing, right? There's a lot of traffic on I-35, and it's something to look out for, especially if you're going to be commuting during rush hour. Now, you might have heard Austin as a metro is investing a ton of money into I-35. I don't know exactly the number they settled at off the top of my head, but I believe it was around like $2 billion that they're pumping into I-35. So again, there's a pro. It's going to give it hopefully a little bit better. They're spending a lot of money on expanding I-35 to make it better. The bad thing is then you have construction, right? Like how long is that construction going to last? Is it going to be on time when they give a timeline? And that's something that I'm trying to juggle with my clients. And so I actually have videos of me leaving these communities on 29, trying to get onto I-35, just to be really straightforward with my clients who mostly call me from out of state or out of town, and they just want to get a vibe of an area. Well, while they're waiting for their trip to Austin, I often find providing those videos of homes, different drive-bys of different areas is actually really helpful. And it just helps my clients not make decisions, but get an idea of what's out there so that when they're here in person, they have, it's more of a review process. And that's exactly what I'm giving to my clients. Now, for my clients that don't want to get onto an interstate, that's where, like I mentioned, a community previously called Santa Rita Ranch. That's a little bit closer to another highway called 183. And the cool part about 183 is they're actively extending it to 29, which is the main road right outside of this community. It's also the main road to a lot of communities that are on this road. There's a ton of new construction here. By the way, let me know in the comments what you think about this backsplash. This is something very different that I've seen. It's like almost exotic in a way. That is a very different shape from what I usually see with most tiles. I think that's pretty cool. It's something fun, something dramatic. But what I would say about 183 is the extension is not announced. It was announced years ago. They're actively putting it together. I actually saw a pickup truck going down the new 183 highway, so I'm hoping that means that it's hopefully going to open up soon. Based on their last announcement, they said they would have it ready, I think, by the end of 2025. But don't quote me on that. Those are things that can change over time, but as of right now, at the time I'm recording this video, it looks really good. And that 183 corridor is going to be a great way to get throughout the Austin metro. And so these are some of the things that I try to go through with my clients, and I try to get as many examples of what you can build, especially with builders like Scott Felder, that's here in Austin, has been here for quite a while, and can do cool upgrades like that toe kick lighting, some of the things that you saw here in the kitchen, even some things that I didn't even feature, like when you first walk in the front door, you get this nice tray ceiling and that light fixture with the in-tray lighting. So let me know what you think about this home, and if this is something that you're interested in, then reach out to me, or if you're looking at new construction, you want to get an idea of what your best options are, book a call with me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Just shoot me a text introducing yourself, and I'll make sure I get on the phone with you. And then at the top of the description of this video is my website that has even more information about the build process, lots that are for sale. So if you want to get an idea of what great view lots are there, I'm touring view lots every single week. So click on the top of the description of this video. Now, if you want to see one of my clients' homes that's actually, at the time I'm recording this, for sale off market, they built with Scott Felder, go ahead and click right here. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.